that was it. That was like the end of my time in Toronto. Like, that was it. You know what I mean? We was down 3-0. Obviously, we lost game 4, but I just remember, because I was out the game, and I just remember him shooting that one leg floater and it going in. I was just like, shit, this is it here.
I think he put me away too, man. I think that was because he played. I think we played them first round. That was my last time in Indy.
6 years ago, LeBron's Cavaliers were pretty much on their last leg, and I myself even thought the reign of Bron just running through the Eastern Conference is likely over. The Cavs had just lost Kyrie Irving that previous offseason, and at the trade deadline, the GM was in full effect. This man traded away his whole team. I've never seen something like that in my life. This was easily one of the weakest teams I've ever seen LeBron on. And while his team seemed to be steadily getting worse, the team he owned was getting significantly better. In 2018, the Houston Rockets won 65 games with newly acquired CP3. And to me, they look like the team that should have beaten Golden State. The Kevin Durant Golden State. James Harden won his first MVP behind their dominance. And in the regular season, they were easily the best team playing. But if you look right behind them, as far as who won the most, it wasn't Golden State. It was the Toronto Raptors. The Raptors that year, they won the most games in their franchise's history. They had one of the best benches in the league that year. And to me, they seem to be in prime position to finally take down Goliath. Listen to Charles Barkley right before they played each other in that second round.
We the North. We the North. This is the year. This is a different Raptors team. They're going to win this series. They got the best bench in the NBA. Well, that's going to come into play. They're going to have 3 or 4 bodies that they can throw at LeBron. He won't be able to win 4 out of 7 playing the way they play, where they give him the ball every single time and go 1-on-5.
But as we know, LeBron absolutely destroyed them. And the games that stick out to me are games 2 and 3. Toronto that season, they were damn near unbeatable at home. They had the highest win percentage of anybody on their home floor. That meant absolutely nothing. LeBron came in there and stole both games. And in game 2, it looked like LeBron was just trying stuff out there. He literally was having fun on their whole team. Game 3, LeBron hit this game winner and essentially put a nail in Toronto's season and Toronto as we knew them at that time. In that series, LeBron damn near had more points by himself than 2 All-Stars for Toronto had combined. Toronto that offseason, they awkwardly got rid of their coach of the year, Dwayne Casey, and DeMar DeRozan was gone. And again, that was the end. The funny part is, we laugh at that era of Toronto and how they got owned by LeBron. But it wasn't just them. It was basically the entire conference. The season right before that, LeBron did this exact same thing to another one of his Eastern Conference sons, the Pacers and Paul George. Now, unlike Toronto, Indiana had no shot at ever beating Cleveland, but Game 3 specifically is the psychological game that I'm really highlighting. Game 3, in front of their home crowd, Indiana was up 26 points against LeBron in Cleveland, and they still somehow lost. Kevin Love and Kyrie Irving in that game combined for 26 points, and they still somehow allowed LeBron to come back and do this. It was truly embarrassing, and like DeMar DeRozan, Paul George played his last game for Indiana, getting swept by LeBron. Now, I give you that backstory because now, ironically enough, it feels like it's LeBron's turn. The best player in the world currently, a generational talent, is somehow beating LeBron every single time they match up, every single time. On a bad team, on a mediocre team, on a championship team, off a back-to-back, it doesn't matter. LeBron is being sunned repeatedly by NikoLA Jokic, and to me, it's the most ironic thing ever.
When a team like Denver has had so much cumulative success and they start to go on a run,
whatever it was, I was not because we were haunted by the ghosts of the past or something like that.
I don't even want to make it seem as if LeBron has never been owned before, because we know he has. To me, what kind of helps LeBron's GOAT debate when people use his finals losses against him are the teams he lost to and how well they played. Literally, the 3 best finals performances ever offensively are all against LeBron James teams. That's telling. So again, we know LeBron has been sunned before, but psychologically, I don't know if it's ever been quite like this. The Lakers on Saturday night, they gave up a 50-17 run. That's insane, and actually the theme of this quote-unquote rivalry. Last playoffs, I remember this graphic during Game 4, and it was the craziest thing ever. The Lakers versus Denver, they had led for more than 70% of the series, yet somehow they were still down 0-3. Since the beginning of the calendar year of 2023, Denver beat the Lakers 13 out of 14 times, including the playoffs. That one sole win they had in Game 4 to avoid being swept twice versus Denver broke an 11-game losing streak against that one team. Denver beat LeBron 7 consecutive times in the playoffs and gave this man his first 7-game losing streak ever in the postseason. The year Denver won the NBA championship, they got destroyed by NikoLA Jokic, and he made all these circus demoralizing shots. But it wasn't just Jokic, it was also Jamal Murray. This man loves the Lakers, and that year he had arguably his best series of his entire career. And then last playoffs, Jamal Murray didn't even play great at all, but he played great against them when it mattered. Jamal had this game winner, and then he dunked on LeBron and had his shoulders shrugged, and then he closed them out in Game 5. MPJ, he struggled significantly against Minnesota, and some people thought he should be traded. Well, he played his ass off against the Lakers. This season again, MPJ has his best game of his season against who? LeBron and the Lakers. This is why this Jokic run against LA is so reminiscent of LeBronto. Everyone around Jokic elevates their play once they see LeBron. In 2018, Kevin Love deadass looked like the most fraudulent shell of himself all-star ever until he seen Toronto. In the first 7 games against Indiana, this is what he did. Even that game 1 against Toronto, he was terrible. In the first round of that playoffs, Kevin Love was the only all-star that didn't score 20 points. In the last 3 games against the Raptors, he was literally back in Minnesota. This is why I say it has to be psychological, because in the playoffs last year, the Lakers lost to Denver by an average of 1 point a night. Last year against Denver, Anthony Davis had one of his best playoff series ever, career highs in field goal percentage, rebounds, and assists. It didn't matter. Efficient-ass LeBron is damn near unbeatable in the playoffs except when he plays historically great teams. LeBron has averaged 50% from the field or better in 28 different playoff series. He's won 23 of those series. The only losses he's had was against San Antonio in 2014, who had the best finals performance ever, the Kevin Durant Warriors, who had the second and third best, and now Denver. I know LeBron is old, so take this with a grain of salt, but he's still playing at an extremely high level. NikoLA Jokic is deadass having one of the most dominant seasons ever, and he might retire with 6-7 MVPs with how undeniably dominant he consistently is. But one of his more low-key accomplishments might actually be LeBroning LeBron.
I know how great he is. I know how great Joker is. There's certain guys in this league that play the game a certain way. A certain way that I like to play the game as well.
If we had LeBron on our team too, we would have won.
If you guys like this video, I know LeBron is old, but again, psychologically, it's not just age. They mentally cannot beat Denver, and it's the craziest thing ever to me. Follow my social media sites, turn on post notifications, do that great stuff, guys, and until next time, as always, stay tuned.